morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Africa. And good morning to the whole world. Welcome to another exciting, mind-blowing, interesting newspaper review on Black TV at our favorite stand, Ojaya stand, Ojuelegba under bridge. You know how we dey do am. You know how it's been done. Let me get my paper. I will be right back. Please stay tuned. Thank you for staying tuned. Welcome back. So our very first paper for today is Punch. We are starting over with Punch. We are starting off with Punch newspaper. APC Edo set for showdown as Gulf primary hold today. Gatherings. APC acting as if it's above the law, says Gulf. We don't need Obaseki's permission to organize our primary. Rivers, APC suspends Guardian for flouting party constitution. 2 dead, many injured in Lagos-Ibadan Expressway tanker explosion. Amotekun Corps intercept another 17 illegal miners in Osun. Nigerian COVID-19 cases hit 20,244. Ogun organizer arrested for stealing female customers' pints. I won't resign, says Akeredolu's deputy after defecting to PDP. Still on the Punch newspaper, sit up or be fired. Lawan tells service chiefs after meeting Buhari. That's all we have on the Punch newspaper. Our second paper for today is Daily Sun. And the very first headline here says, APC suffers another loss. Expert, Buhari action in few days. Lawan. Acting Shia rule out emergency neck. And you can see the sad story of the tanker that on Ibadan Expressway. LG talk tough over attack on embassy in Ghana. Gulf pays 13.4 billion to end doctor strike. Still on Daily Sun newspaper, Jonathan Atiku Saraki Onu. Okonkwo wins Okpara Leadership Award. That's all we have on Daily Sun newspaper today. Let me get my reviewers. I will be right back. Please stay tuned.
That is Agbo.
Yes.
That is, it happened to be my area. I'm from Ondo State.
Okay.
Yes. You see, initially it's from PDP. It became to APC. And in politics, you never can tell what will happen. As the game goes, if you remember the antecedent of Akeredolu in the past in Ondo State, you know he has lost election before he come back again and contest and won. We people from Ondo, we don't know Akeredolu because he has never resided in the area in Ondo. He only based in Lagos. He's from Osun State. He's partially Osun State and Ondo State, and he based in Lagos and Osun. That is all. So we don't know him. The person we know to be popular in Ondo State is the deputy, and it was the deputy that made him to win the election. So it's just like the deputy just feel that he sees himself more or less like the godfather to him. These are the process that somebody like us is fighting against. That no, you can't do this in the democratic system. You understand? The governor is just trying to exercise his power over him, that you cannot go. And forgetting that he has the freedom of self-defense and whatever, and freedom of movement, freedom of decision, freedom of choice. Akeredolu is a son. He has occupied a prominent position in the country, of which he is not supposed to do that. He's supposed to know the guideline, what the law says about such action. So it's against the rule of law. That is all.
Yes. The APC primary is holding today. Okay. And it's not just honorary showdown. As I'm talking to you now, the primary is going on now in Edo State effectively. But the problem is that they have to abide on the governor law on this COVID-19, because the governor said that people more than 18, 20 people or more should not participate. That is, they must not be coming in crowd.
At the same time.
Yes, yes. So I was so happy on his comment he made today. He said that he is not going to go against Obaseki rules and regulations on this COVID-19. That they are going to follow everything in due processes because of this COVID-19. But he now said that everything is going to be done orderly.
The party primary we hold today, and in as much the party have written the COVID-19 task force, which have given them the clearance to conduct the primary, and other security operative have been put in place concerning the primary. Well, from what we are seeing now, seeing as much the party have given him a waiver, they've cleared him. He is the incumbent governor of Edo State, and per se, election is all about money. Obaseki is going to PDP with money, and I believe with power of money can do many things. Does that mean? So
the person that will win the ticket already know himself. The whole APC member already know themselves that this is the person that is going to win the ticket. So as far as I am concerned, there is no primary. It's just formality. So that is just it. If you ask me on PDP, yes, I can say yeah, there should be some kind of hard game. There should be some kind of hard politics underground, because the old member of PDP that see that as an opportunity, the crisis as an opportunity to them to take over power, and Obaseki is now coming in. Yeah, things might be difficult for each other, but in APC there is no party. Yes, you see, in politics sometimes it's like you throw a dice, okay, and if it favor you, okay, you are lucky. If it doesn't, you are a loser. That is how it is going to be. Every PDP member is supposed to welcome Obaseki because of the people that they have at his back. It's a big fish at the moment. So anybody that is thinking of contesting for the governorship position will not say no, it should not come back. No, if fully well, it will be a kind of hard game, but they need him in the primary. If they can be able to maneuver themselves in the primary and overtake him and win the primary, you see, Obaseki, yes, it's possible, and at the same time it's very, very difficult. That is why I said there is going to be a very hard game in between. Yes, if you play your game well, your card well, yeah, it can be possible. It's not the only governor that they maybe that lose out in the primary. So if the people that are competing with him play their game very well, it's possible, because for now he has no foundation in the party. He only has name. It's going to be a lose-lose game. Oh yes, it's going to be a lose-lose game. After all, Oshomole has faced his own. Yes, it's a lose-lose game for them. So to an extent, I'm a PDP, but it's going, if care is not taken, it's going to be a lose-lose game.
APC already have an issue, and I can say that the issue, I can't really say what is really going on. Later, because of the way they run politics in Nigeria, different from the way they run in America and other countries. We can see somebody like Tambua in Sokoto, Utom in Benue State, and so many other people like that, they will be defecting. So it's not a new something, but it's just all about APC organizing themselves. I'm going to say that it's going to affect them in future. Except they have to do something concerning it now. You can see a boy of 20-something years is mature more than a man of 50 years. Okay, I can see for sure now, like Adam Oshomole, the way he's handling the party is not really. You can see concerning how you have been running the party on Okorocha, Ajimobi and Co. You have problem with them. You have problem with Buhari wife, Asha Buhari. his brother over this Zamfara issue. So when Oyegu was there, everything went orderly. Because then I tell you that it's not all about age, it's all about maturity or spirit of man. So you have to understand the politics of Nigeria the way you go. And you must carry people along. Oyegu carry people along when he was in APC chairman. But Oshomole doesn't carry people along. He just wanted to act on his behalf. But I thank God that like this morning, as of yesterday, Lawan, the Senate president, is going to go and meet Buhari so that Buhari can really intervene on the APC crisis. You know that Jagaban himself, yes, Tinubu is somebody that doesn't like talking too much. Okay. Whatever he's going to do is going to be on his mind. Okay. You know, even Tinubu himself is not happy about the way Oshomole is running the issue. Yes, because Tinubu doesn't like to involve something that is going to make his name to be stained. Because he knows that as Oshomole is going, Oshomole have already messed up. So Tinubu coming in, he know as a national leader, he's going to stain him. Because people will begin to point a good finger on him that you are the one that Oshomole, that through you Oshomole is having a win. That is why Tinubu wanted the executive, you understand me, to settle the matter before he cannot come in. Yes, because remember when Tinubu was in Labour, Oshomole said he was in Labour. Any party Tinubu go, Oshomole follow him. When Oshomole was in ACN, remember that this Obaseki that is fighting now was the same man that mobilized boys, give him fund, and make him to be there. You understand me? They are all his guys. So I don't see any reason why it should be fighting Obaseki. So this is a thing that they need to resolve on. And I thank God that Jagaban have not spoken anything. Because even Jagaban himself, Tinubu doesn't talk anyhow. He's a man of integrity. He's very mature inside of him. So he's a man that whenever he talks, the word becomes born, like authority. So that is why he himself knew that there's already crisis in APC. But he just wants them to go ahead first before he's going to intervene.
The Ondo State scenario is all about the deputy governor wants to play politics. According to what he said, yes, he said you've decamped to PDP. He said you want to move your property from the government house. Under the circumstances, the governor said, nobody said you should not move your property from the government house. In as much you are not moving on those state government property. So I believe what the deputy governor is playing is trying to create a kind of awareness for himself, for people to see the incumbent governor Akeredolu as a bad person. We've seen the scenario in Nigeria. Look at the scenario that happened in Ekiti. What Fayose play, telling them that they break his neck or they yes. These are politics. People are just playing it. He was just trying to create awareness for himself. So that is what happened. The saga of Edo State, you can see what is happening there. Governor leave a particular party, go to a particular party. I don't think this will affect APC in 2023. If you are very familiar with Baba, the Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, Baba don't talk anyhow. He's a good listener. Baba don't talk anyhow. And Baba don't say anything because he know that the gravity of what Tinubu say counts a lot.
Be that as it may, I believe what is going on in APC today is very unfortunate. The major thing that happens in APC is because in Nigerian politics, anybody that wants to throw away what we call godfatherism is joking. Okay. Godfatherism in Nigerian politics still remain and it will remain forever. Okay. Be that as it may, nobody knows Obaseki. Okay. It was Oshiomhole and some group that brought Obaseki. And 48 laws of power made us to believe. Law number 1 says, do not outshine your master. That is what 48 Laws of Power, a book written by Robert Greene. That is the first law. Despite the fact that Obaseki is a governor, he still have to listen to the party leaders. Party leaders within APC and some elders in APC decided to settle the rancor. With information that I have, I was told that Obaseki refused, and that is what went on like that, and it gathered its momentum. Let me assure you, whoever emerged as APC governorship candidate in Edo State, the person will win. I can assure you that. It cannot. It cannot. It cannot. I can assure you that whoever emerges as APC candidate in Edo, the person will win. You see, it is not new that this thing is going on. But the party hierarchy, knows what they are doing. And I believe they are doing what is right. You understand? Most of the, some few elements in the APC that are coming up challenging the leaders, they are not doing it right. You just have to allow the leaders of the party, they know. They can look into the future. They are highly futuristic. So allow party leaders to take decisions. And nobody, I make it point clear, nobody challenge party leaders in Nigeria. You pay for it. Now, immediately, let us take Edo, for example. Immediately the rancor started in Edo, leaders have called the both parties and tried to address the issue. You understand? But Obaseki refused to listen. They said National Assembly, you understand, intervene. A person of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, intervene. Obaseki refused. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu intervened, and the governor of Edo State, Obaseki, said Edo is not Lagos. That was his reply. When he knew that Edo is not Lagos, why did he come to see Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu at Bodilon that he should intervene? When he has already called you in advance to say that, my brother, let us settle the issue. And your reply, it was in the national dailies that Edo is not Lagos. I was told to you that Chief Bisi Akande, one of the pioneer chairman of APC, you understand, also intervened. He refused to listen. Then at the last minute, you are now coming up. You understand? It is an issue.
Okay, thank you for staying tuned. I'm very sure you enjoyed this episode. Please follow us on all our social media handles at Black TV. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Black TV, BLACQ. Please share this video, like, comment. Till I come your way on Friday, please stay safe. Thanks to the man behind the camera, Oluwada Milare. Till I come your way, bye-bye.